You're listening to End of the Reel.
Oh my god!
G'day everyone and welcome to a brand new episode. This time we are doing a classic. It's another vampire movie. Well, actually no, because we didn't review that. Shit. Okay, we're doing Twilight. Let's just cut to it.
Yeah.
We also did watch a great vampire movie that we were going to do a review of because we thought it was going to be bad.
But Life Force was too good. It wasn't a bad movie at all.
Life Force
I'd
is
recommend
the best.
watching Life Force.
Definitely. So we didn't do a review of Life Force because we literally only had positive things to say about it. It is not a bad movie. It is the best vampires in space movie plus zombie movie.
Yeah.
Okay. On to Twilight. 2008 came out as Stephanie Meyer's.
Yeah.
And it's Twilight.
You really like this.
It's teenage girls' love for vampires. Vampires are hot. Let's just go there. Let's start there. Yeah, vampires are hot. Origins of vampires, they're hot.
Sure.
They're always they're surrounded by mystery
and sex,
blood. You know, eternal youth. Eternal youth. Eternal.
Yeah, and beauty.
Youth and
beauty. Because apparently this guy just turns teen models.
We'll get to that.
Because do they become more attractive after they've got turned?
But
no.
I'm just saying
he is just preying on teen models.
I'm just saying though that the concept of vampire has always been hot. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So,
okay.
Vampires are hot.
Like
so of
Vlad
course...
the Impaler, you know, just sticking those bodies through those posts.
Stick them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
very phallic.
Very phallic. But that's the point, though. Vampires have always been hot. So, of course, it's a hot topic. Haha. Known for vampire clothing.
Okay. I'll take your word for it, Jared.
Yep.
You seem to know a lot more about Twilight and vampires than
I love vampires. And lots of our viewers love vampires. We've done the Blood Rain series, but we'll get Twilight. I really enjoyed the 2008 Twilight film.
I think I preferred the first Blood Rain movie to Twilight.
Are you serious?
Like,
what the
it was
fuck
more
is wrong
entertaining.
With you?
I was
no
bored
way
out of
no
my
way.
mind.
Everyone listening,
and these
disregard
teens,
this.
They were so irritating.
You have a shit taste. Are you fucking serious?
There was a couple of minutes where I was actually entertained. And for most of this, I just felt bad for the dad.
You know the problem? You went in like a sourpuss. You went in like our main character.
I went in with an open mind, Jared.
It's the funniest movie. Twilight is funny.
It's about two annoying teens making faces at each other.
And a kind of cool vampire side story.
And not just like staring at each other intently, like they're mugging at the camera.
Okay, so I won't lie. The other two stories, you've got the romantic teenage soap drama thing, yeah? And that is shit.
Bella irritated me in ways I didn't understand. Like the way she enters the school and she's all down and mopey and people are like fighting to be her friends.
Oh my god.
Like people are falling over each other to get to know her.
The vampire side's kind of cool.
It's sort of the opposite of like most movies you see where it's like, oh, the new kid comes in, they have a hard time adjusting.
Yeah.
She comes in, the teacher's fawning over her, kids are lining up to be her Friends. The only one who doesn't is that weird Cullen dude.
Yeah, but don't you get it, Ethan?
And who wouldn't
get it?
Look at those kids coming in and just get red flags all
red
over
flag.
the place.
They have bodies under their house, red flags.
Yeah.
Like incredibly obvious. There's bodies in the
if
closet.
I'd just gone to that school and that group of kids had come in and they were like, oh yeah, they're adopted kids from this family, I'd go cult. They are from some weird cult.
I was thinking
because they all look the same. They all dress the same.
I thought they looked like shooters.
They all look around the same age.
School shooters.
And they're acting weird. Weird.
Oh yeah, they are not. They're not normal. And it makes sense because they're like old
Even the other kids
vampires.
are like, yeah, they're freaks.
Yeah.
They're attractive freaks, but they're still freaks.
The thing is with our main character...
Bella. Did you forget her name? Is she that bland to you that you forgot her name?
I won't lie again.
Is that why they cook her Italian? Did they think she was Italian?
Yeah, they cooked her Italiano.
That whole...
Don't you remember?
There was so many
we cooked you
weird
Italiano.
scenes. Like, these people...
we cooked you Italiano!
I said they kind of remind me of Data at one point because
I like this
one in this film... None of the main characters seem to know how to act human. Like, they're trying, but they're not pulling it off.
Yeah, because
not just the vampires.
Because they're not human.
No, but the humans as well. The dad and Bella both don't act like humans.
Bella doesn't.
Bella definitely does not
why?
act like a human.
Because Bella has to be different.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bella is probably the worst character, I'm gonna say. And I think this is quite a common thing even out of the people who
It's
genuinely
irritating.
like
I think what I
Twilight.
found irritating was the way everyone in the movie went out of their way to be her friend.
You just don't like that. You just don't like people being popular.
It's it's this sort of. But
She arrives at
wasn't
school and
doing
people
anything.
run over to like.
No, but even with the Cullens, right? She goes to the Cullens' house, the vampire place,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We've cooked you dinner. We don't eat, but we have cooked you a special dinner." And she's just like, "I've already eaten."
You know that
And-
too?
Yeah,
You
just
know when they cook the
try
bacon?
It, okay.
You know when they cook the bacon?
What?
Disgusting.
Why?
I
What
hate
was
looking
happening?
at bacon cook.
What?
Especially when it's in like the fat, like it's deep in the oils. Ugh, so gross. Bacon
Really?
always looks so disgusting.
You always
cooking
eat
like that.
bacon,
No. If you cook, I don't eat bacon very often.
don't you?
No.
Okay.
I hardly ever eat bacon. I
Uh,
try to avoid eating bacon because I feel bad for pigs.
We're gonna get
Uh-oh.
sidetracked if we're getting.
Look what I'm doing. Here comes Joaquin Phoenix.
Uh,
Apparently that's what his thing was on. I agree with him. I feel
no, he was talking about milk. I think
I
he's
thought he was
doing.
talking about
I think he's
pigs.
doing a documentary about pigs.
I don't drink milk either.
Yeah. Okay, Jared.
I think you shouldn't eat
Speak.
pigs.
Okay.
But I always think
Well, so the
putting that
Cullens. So how
aside-
did
wait,
you feel
putting that
about the
aside,
fact that
the-
the Cullens didn't eat humans, but they ate animals?
that's fine.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
okay with you.
Yeah, that's totally fine. They need to survive, man.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't.
They're like cats, right? That you can't put them on a vegetarian diet.
No,
'cause
they'll die.
die.
They'll die.
That kind of does
That's
make
not
sense.
fair. That's not fair at all. Just like they said, it's like tofu.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can live off tofu. I
You
thought.
can actually. I've
It's
had
just
some
not
really
as-
nice tofu,
Yeah. Okay.
but yeah, I just
But yeah, she goes to the Cullens and they're like falling over themselves to get to her. Like even one of them brings out the point. The bitchy one who's bitchy for no reason.
yeah.
like,
She's give her a
That's another
reason.
thing.
Give her a
Apart
reason,
from
right?
Bella and kind of Edward,
Yes.
everyone else is just a character. Like they don't have character. They're just like, this is head vampire.
Oh,
This
yes.
is friend
I thought you were
vampire.
gonna- yeah.
This is bitchy vampire.
This is the strong
You don't.
vampire.
I don't even know their names.
I think the doctor one.
I think the for future telling one maybe has a name.
Yeah, she had more
don't
of a
know.
story than the others too.
Yeah,
It seemed like even the doctor, the head one, was just the head of the family.
that's it.
He is the
They
head
are
of the family.
the only character they have is how they relate to Bella.
Yeah, there was only the
We don't
first
know
book.
anything about her friends
Nah.
apart from that they want to be Bella's friends.
I
We
feel
don't know
like
anything about the vampires apart from how they interact with Bella.
there is.
We never see the
downfalls of
dad
this
apart
movie-
from when he's trying to connect to his
See,
daughter.
there it
The
goes.
poor
This is backing up
dad.
my point. All the downfalls of this movie, such as not enough development with the vampires, the friends.
The vampires
the
were
friends
kind of
definitely-
interesting, although the effects were terrible.
The
They
friends-
were much worse than I was expecting.
All her friends.
I don't know who thought the whole stuttery running thing was good, but it was like straight. It reminded me of
Sonic.
Yes, but then I thought about it. It's like what it did remind me of. There's a Godzilla movie I remember watching on SBS
Uh-huh.
that had like one of the heroes was a cyborg, and the guy just like sprinted, and everything else sort of like
blurred. Away.
blurred. But they
Yeah.
didn't even do that. They just made them blurry. It just looked hilarious.
Let's face it, it looks terrible.
When he was flying up the place like some sort of bad guy from a Star Trek film
and
or
the
something.
reason it looks dumb is because there's no. There's
But
only,
you can tell they're on wires. He's not even touching the
no,
tree.
because
He's
it's
just
vertical.
flying straight
That's the
up.
problem. The motions, right, is them. It's smooth.
Yeah,
They're running up a hill, which
you can
clearly
tell
has
it's
like
fake.
yeah, they're running up a hill which clearly has like indents and branches and shit, right? You'd be jutting up and down all over the place.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, they just have them smoothly running.
Well,
up the
there's a
side.
bit where the three bad vampires are coming out of the smoke, and it's sort of grey when it's looking at them, and they're walking, but they're moving faster than their legs are moving. Like it looks like they're on like a one of those floor escalator things, but you
Yeah.
just can't see it. They're moving that fast,
Yeah,
but their legs aren't moving that fast. Things like that keep happening throughout. It really bugged me.
but the thing is, though, what I want to get to is
Like I
when-
get that this isn't an action film,
Right.
but still.
I think the thing is, there's a lot of development probably in the books about the other vampires, the friends, and the father, right? which we do not get in this movie.
I haven't
And
read
they
the books,
try and
and I'm
jam
not
it
going
in.
to.
They try and
So
jam it in.
I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge
Um,
us by what is removed from the books.
Well, what I'm
okay?
saying, I don't know,
I'm
I
just
get that,
watching this movie.
but I feel like they tried to jam it, especially you can tell with the friends scenes, right? Because with the friends, all the scenes with the friends, which maybe 5 scenes with the friends, 5 or 6,
yeah,
something like that, right? They are so busy because every time there's a friend scene,
it's them
apart from
being
the first
super
one,
friends.
yeah, but it's not just them being super friends, but like every friend comes in and does his thing really quickly, even
There's
on
the
top
goofy
of
friend,
even on
uh,
top of other people's scenes.
student president friend,
Yeah, but
camera girlfriend.
what I'm saying though
and
is,
just normalish
Wait.
blonde friend.
but what I'm saying is, even on top of a friend doing his bit in that scene, the other friends will be doing their bits in the background.
Oh yeah.
That's how busy they needed to be.
Like I said at one point, whenever she was at school, I was like, are these people ever going to stop playing basketball behind her head or over her
That's
head?
why actually I
They're
understood why she
constantly
didn't like
throwing
those
the
friends.
ball over because they're too much
They are
work.
too much. Those friends are running around kicking the balls and being like, "We should do this. We should do."
Or the girls are
Stop.
like, which of the boys are you going to ask for prom? Because, we'll take whoever you don't choose.
right?
All the friends quickly fell into second place to her.
I
Right?
really thought that.
It was weird. They were all deferring to her and stuff.
Well, I thought the thing was she was gonna get to town, and then you know how she meets the two blonde.
If I
blonde
didn't think
friends
this
first?
was a vampire movie, when she got into town, I'd think this was a movie about her reconnecting with her father.
Yeah, it is.
Which is what it felt like. That was what it should have been, because
No,
I
but
just
that's
felt
what it
bad
is.
for the
I'm
father
pretty
the
sure
whole
that's
time.
like one of the main storylines of Twilight.
But she doesn't talk to the father at all.
No, not yet, because this is the first movie. They need to get everything in the first movie. This should have been a
I
two-parter.
felt bad for the dad.
Man, that was still a 2 hours long movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was full 2 hours. Although there's
No, I think it was longer.
the credits go for like 10 minutes.
Well, that's what I reckon. Break it in 2 parts. Do it again, guys.
Isn't there like 12 films?
No, there's not 12 films.
How many are there?
I don't know. Not enough though. From
I
what I
know
watched.
you know. I'm guessing
I
you've
don't know.
You've read the books and everything, haven't you?
I haven't read shit.
Okay.
I always thought I thought this was gonna be crap, but it's actually really entertaining. But that's the thing though. She gets to town, and I thought those two people she meets first. I thought the whole thing was that bitchy girl. That friend was gonna be the bitchy girl.
Well, no,
who's
she
like,
runs into the Indians first.
The who?
The werewolves.
Ah, yeah.
Which I don't know, because I've seen him from those terrible Adam Sandler comedies now. I just see the Indian friend who's a werewolf, and I just think ridiculous 6.
Jacob.
When are they gonna hang him and he's gonna bounce around and they're gonna laugh at him?
Yeah, well, Jacob's wearing. Is he wearing a wig? A wig? It looks like a wig. Looks like a bad wig. Could be his real hair, but it looks like a wig.
It's not a great look for him.
Because they're werewolves, which really didn't get much in this film.
Well, that's why I kept
second
waiting
film,
for
I'm
it to be
looking forward to
revealed
it.
that they're werewolves.
Dude, the
but
second film's gonna have
apparently
it.
that doesn't happen in the second one. I
That's
don't know.
gonna be fun. That is gonna be an ahola.
Hoot and
A
holler.
hoot and a holla.
I hated their relationship so much.
You just fucking hate everything fun. This was a fun movie.
The
It was
way
highly
he talks,
entertaining.
he is a psychopath who gets sexual gratification from killing women. That is what they are, right?
Oh,
That is
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
character, and they play it off like it's romantic.
But the thing is,
when he has like 15-minute monologues about him going, I stand in your room and I just want to tear you open. But because that's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
he
His
wants
version of
to-
sex with her is violence and death.
yes.
He's going to get off when she dies,
Oh yeah.
right?
Well,
that is like a
that's why he
psychopath.
wants to suck on her blood.
Yeah.
Sexy.
He wants to kill her.
I
And he
thought-
keeps going on about how much he wants to kill her. You know, the other vampires seem more normal than he is.
Oh yeah.
Well, he goes to their house. She goes to their house, and they're all like, "Oh, we could do dinner." One of them's a bit bitchy, but the other's like, "Oh, we'll be friends." And then you've got Edward, like literally standing in the shadows in his own house, going like, "Oh, you don't understand how much I want to tear you open and get inside your body."
Well, when
It's like, no, that's not normal.
they're
This
first.
is one of the women who fall in love with the
Yeah.
serial killer chicks.
Well, when they first actually meet it, of course, because it's all a fantasy, and he's that's the thing with these guys. They're dark and
he's a
dangerous.
monster, but he's a good monster.
Yes, that's the thing about vampires. You can make them dark and dangerous, and you can make them a monster, but also good. And you know what else I get to do with them then? Change them. They get to
Do
help
they?
them
Is that what happens?
because they're a monster. They get to help the monster.
Okay.
See? Not only that, but then the vampires can
So
also
why
be rich
doesn't
and
he just
famous.
turn her into a vampire? She wants to be a vampire.
Dude, I do not know.
Is he wanting to wait till she's 18?
Oh, because he's explaining that he sees himself
he
as a
hates it.
monster.
But he doesn't eat. He doesn't kill people. He drinks animal blood.
And he goes to school every, 20 years at a new place. That must
The
be kind
others
of
seem
fun.
to be having a fun time.
Imagine being able to own
Edward,
school like that.
Edward is like an emo vampire. Like the other vampires look
different.
down on him.
But just like, okay, that's the thing. Just like her, who is so painfully always points out how she's so different. Oh, do you want to know? Apparently, I did get this information.
Okay.
I got this information from a non-disclosed person I was talking to about
Which
Twilight.
of your friends watch Twilight all the time, Jared?
and read it too.
Oh,
and
boy.
they said that, yeah, the thing of her being different is really painful, especially in the book. Apparently, her point of how she's different in the book, not just that she doesn't do the parties or
Is it
stuff
because
like
she's
that.
super pale despite the fact that she's from the desert?
Well,
Like
they-
they point that out in the movie, and it is like once I don't know, why do people just like brush over it?
Why?
She's from the desert and she's
Yeah.
paler than all the people living in what is apparently a sunless world.
She
like,
doesn't go outside.
This town doesn't get sunlight.
She's a net
And neat.
and neat.
Okay.
Yeah, bringing those acronyms.
Even though she's shown to like gardening and stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
But
I gotta stop. But you go. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
What is it that you found on Reddit about her and her?
Oh, okay,
what's her
okay.
one point of being
Sorry.
different?
No. So, in the movie, she's so painful because she's always being like, "I'm different. I'm different." She doesn't.
How?
But that's the problem.
Because she likes
And it's-
music and they apparently don't.
It's the most common thing, and I've seen some funny threads about it where people are like, "What's the thing that someone says? Oh, I'm so unusual or different," but what they do is incredibly
Oh, she
common.
didn't like to dance.
And that's her thing. She'll be like, "Oh, I'm different," and it's like, What is it? I don't like to dance.
But her friends, when they go to the
but
prom,
that's
her
not
friends
that
don't
different.
dance either.
But the other things, it's like, "Oh, how are you different?" "Oh, I don't like to dress up." That's not different.
No one in the movie dresses up. Oh, it's because they're getting ready for prom, and the others are like, "Oh, we're gonna get dressed and have fun." She's
But-
like, "No."
But the point is,
No.
though, what
Although
she
she
thinks
does
is
in the end
different,
anyway.
what she thinks is like different and special and unique is incredibly common.
What is it?
I just went through them.
Oh, is that it? I
Did
thought there
you
was
miss
like,
it?
so it was just the dancing.
No. Well, in the book, they were the examples in the TV show.
Yeah,
With
in
like
movie.
the dancing and not wanting to wear
It
a
felt
dress
like
and
it
all
was
that
a
stuff.
movie sort of, a TV movie sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but all those things are the examples in the movie, right?
Yeah.
But in the book, apparently, what she does instead of like going out, she reads. Can you guess what she reads that makes it so different?
Shakespeare.
No, she reads Pride and Prejudice. Probably like,
Don't like a lot of teen girls do that.
isn't it like one of the most popular books of all time? Yes.
You've read that.
Yeah,
I've watched the BBC production.
I know, it's crazy.
That-
Anyway,
that's it.
yeah.
That she reads. Like I know there's that big. They make a big thing out of her. The others want to go shopping, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get dresses for the
And
prom."
she goes to a bookstore.
and then she's like, "I just want to go to a bookstore." It's like
yeah,
they've
that's
gone. They've deliberately gone shopping to
Mhm.
pick up a dress.
Yes.
Also, it's a small town. I think she lives like a block away from the shops. Why
Yes.
is this like such a big deal? Wouldn't they be hanging out there every day? It's a tiny town.
But Ethan, they had to show that she's different.
Did the others drive, or is she driving them around? How are they getting around?
Who the fuck cares about that?
I do, Jared.
That is not
That's
something.
it.
No.
See, I
That's
need this
bullshit.
world
See,
fleshed out
this
in
is
some
no.
way.
This is what I'm saying, viewers, listeners. Ethan's the problem here.
What? Because I want
you
a
didn't.
world.
You went into
that
this
happened
movie
in.
hating it.
No,
You should have
I didn't.
enjoyed this. You're doing like
I
a,
couldn't enjoy it because they were irritating me.
what a fucking nitpick.
Their whole thing is they sit down and mumble at each
Your
other.
thing is like, oh, I want a map of the town, and I want to see how far she would have walked. Because by that time that she went from the bookstore back to there, it was nighttime.
No, I'm just saying.
How
why
long was
why
she
did
at the bookstore
she make
for?
such a big deal
Did she
out of
read
it?
a book?
You know what, Jared? She goes in there at day. When she comes back, it's at nighttime. I thought it was a different scene because when she leaves, she's in this dress
Nah,
shop and it's
tell me.
daytime. Then she runs into those guys and it's pitch black.
Yes. Tell me.
How long
though,
was she in the shop
I
for?
do get that, but honestly, you have had days where it can be bright outside, and then 10 minutes later, if it's winter or something, I can't remember when it is.
No, but you just said okay.
No.
Okay.
Or in America too, It changes quicker down closer
Apparently.
to Alaska, I think.
Anyway,
Is that where
why
they
does
are?
she? Why does she go? Why does she run into these rapists?
Because Edward had to then come in out of nowhere because that's when he shows that he's been following her.
No, we've seen
What?
her in him. He was in her room at
Yeah,
night.
but wait, I thought that was a vision.
No, he's been watching her for months.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
He mentions
she
it.
doesn't find out
He
yet.
mentioned no, but later on he mentions that he's been staying watching her sleep for months.
Okay, that's the thing with Edward. Edward is weird, and you don't realize how weird it is
Even
until
the
you
other
start collecting all the
vampires,
points.
compared to him, like he is weird for a vampire.
Yeah, even though there's one of the vampires who apparently always looks like he's in pain. That's explained though. Good story writing.
Was
Good,
it
good
That-
writing?
Just
good
that he
writing.
was the new vampire?
Yeah, so he's always
At no
having,
point
like,
does you know what was interesting?
essentially he's walking
After she
around with
finds
a,
out
no,
that-
he's walking around with a raging erection. That guy.
He
'Cause
looked like he
just
was
wants to
constantly
eat everything and
constipated.
fuck it.
He just looked incredibly constipated the whole time.
Well, you know who apparently did stank though?
Who?
The first time Edward and Bella meet, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she saw him in the.
When they do their whole entrance.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
really lame. But they go into a biology 101 or something class,
Yeah.
and she literally stands in front of a fan, which blows her stank, and then Edward starts like backing away and closing his hands over his mouth because he's like, "Ooh, girl, you
he's
stink!"
acting like she's walked in the room and shat herself.
I really. because-
That's how he acts around her all the time, though. Even when they start liking each other.
Yeah, well,
Because he's always giving her
no.
those weird looks.
For the first half of the movie, I think, because it is a long movie, I think it was half. I was going to say a quarter. It really feels like he thinks that she just shit herself.
Well, this is the thing that like irritated me more than anything is their relationship bugs me.
Why?
They're
It's
so annoying
They're perfect for each other.
because they're both vapid, annoying
'Cause they're both
teens.
different.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They start off and it's like they have this weird mumbly communication.
Oh,
you
no,
have
that's
to turn
shit.
the volume up, and they're moving things towards each other, but they won't touch each
You know
other.
what I
and
love?
Stuff.
I love their. No, I love.
So every other guy at this school is falling over to get to her, right?
Yep.
And
'Cause
here's
she's
the
so-
first
so
guy
pale.
who actively like is just like, just stay away from me. I just want to tear your skin off. I
Yeah.
hate you.
That's hot.
Also, I think we gotta hang out all the
She's-
time.
She.
And I'm
would-
stalking you, and that's who she's attracted to.
If she had like other books.
Right off the bat, there's like they're attracted to each other before they even talk.
Yeah, if she had other books, like it would just be all serial killers. It
Right?
would just be all cutouts from the newspaper. And she'd be like, "What are you dressing up for Halloween, honey?" And she'd be like, "A victim,
Yeah.
like, of one of the killers or something." That's what she would do. Because that's essentially what she was in this movie. But okay, so what I found really funny about them in the first few scenes together is that they sort of make their bonding and everything over looking at flatworms, sorry.
I don't know if they were bonding or if they were
They
like.
were.
Well, he was
They
like
bonded
trying to
over
avoid
flatworms.
her and stuff.
I love that. Imagine that story. I remember her. I was like, ugh! And then we looked at flatworms for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I guess when their relationship does start, he starts acting more normally.
I think the flatworm was
She doesn't though.
She doesn't act normal.
She acts the same way
Yeah,
the whole way through.
I like her. I like him when he acts normal.
yeah, he's
He's way better.
better, I guess.
Much better.
Yeah, I did appreciate how. Oh no, I don't know. Appreciate. I thought it was strange how she finds out he's a vampire, and at no point does she go like bats or like they never bring up like the traditional vampire stuff.
Some stuff
Like, do they-
apparently lasts.
A
and some stuff
vampire is
doesn't.
known in this world because she has to look up what a vampire is.
Well, she knew a whole heap of other things that she threw out at him.
Like what?
There was a scene where she throws out like 4 things, but none of them are vampires, and then later on she looks up and finds out what a vampire is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why she does that.
I don't know. She never brings up like bats and stuff. They've got their own rules.
Yes, I do. Which I know
So
a lot
they've
of
all
people.
got-
Wait,
I don't. It's
Uh,
not really gone into, but I think they all have like a special thing.
yeah, they all
Like
have a special
they're
power.
like X-Men crossed with
So,
vampires,
The dumbest thing that everyone knows is they glitter in the sun.
which is dumb.
Um,
Which looks terrible.
But apart from that, and them also not having some weaknesses of some other traditional vampires, they didn't really.
They're just They're
not
just
that weird.
they're
of
vampires
vampires.
crossed with X-Men,
No,
but
no,
with
no,
none
no.
of the
No, no,
disadvantages.
The vampires having powers is pretty common.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but
I know
every
a lot
one of them has a specific power,
Yeah, that's pretty common.
just like the X-Men.
That's pretty common. I've heard enough vampire stuff. That's pretty common.
How much vampire stuff do you
I like
watch?
vampires, man.
Okay.
But my point is, I do remember when this first came out, and I was like a lot younger, and I think it was just because that's what you did. You always like joked about it. I would be like, they're not real vampires because they glitter in the sun. And the thing is, though, watching it now,
you
I'm
did
like,
sound like that a lot when you were a
Anyway,
kid. It's
anyway,
surprising how you changed.
my point is, I'm a lot more accepting of them being called vampires because I'm like, honestly, you suck blood. Yeah, you need blood to live. That's the main
that
thing.
wasn't a problem. I just thought it was strange
No,
how they
I'm-
never bring up
I'm just
any
saying
of the
though-
traditional stuff.
They are vampires.
Yeah.
I.
But
Because,
there's no scene where she goes, "Oh yeah, a lot of that stuff's just made up" or something like that.
yeah, they need that. That'd be nice.
No, I don't know.
Because it's like they have a reflection.
I
the
think
sun makes them
honestly,
glitter
it
is the
felt
dumbest.
like this thing had a really cheap budget, especially with the effects. The effects are all pretty bad.
it did
We've
have a
already
cheap
mentioned
budget.
that. Yeah,
It was $40 million.
that's not that cheap.
It's not that much for that time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Find out how much What We Do in the Shadows.
You know the
cost,
problem?
because
They-
that was a good vampire film.
That is a good film. That is a really good film.
Yeah, much better effects.
Well, the thing is too, I think about $20 million of that dollars got spent probably on the licorice budget.
Oh,
They're
there's like
always walking
two
around
pieces of
eating
red licorice, Jared.
Exactly.
I thought it was whatever makeup they're caking on them to make them look pale.
And then the rest is the blur, and then the other $20 million
There is a fight scene.
No, the basket. God damn, I keep saying
Oh,
different
the
names for it.
baseball match.
Baseball. Why do I keep saying different? They go on about baseball a fair bit, and then they have a really funny baseball match,
Well,
which
okay,
is dumb.
but this gets the bit
It's
that
dumb
probably
but awesome.
annoys
sorry.
me
I
the
loved
most,
it.
right?
I
Okay.
loved it.
Okay, so they're playing baseball, and they've got to do it when there's a thunderstorm to hide the sound of the baseball, which I think that's a little excessive, but
That's
whatever.
pretty stupid. Yeah, that was.
The
was-
whole way
that was
through,
silly.
there's been like these murders, and it's these three evil vampires, or not so nice vampires. They turn up and they're like, they find out that she's a human, and one of them instantly decides they want to kill her.
Yeah.
And the Cullens are like, well, we've got to find him and dismember him.
I had a problem with that.
all in like a second, they're throwing her into a car and driving off, and I'm like, why?
I'll add a nitpick.
Why
to
is
it.
like most of this happening?
Here's my problem with that. Yeah, that
Right.
guy way too impulsive with wanting to kill people. How would he survive in society?
I mean, apart from the fact that the Cullens show that they can easily take this guy by himself.
Yeah, look, the next bit of them then pretending to run off and then do this, it was just pointless.
The whole thing was pointless. But, okay. But here's the thing, right? They go on, this wouldn't have been a problem if he'd just turned you. And I was like, why
Turn her.
didn't he?
Why?
Why didn't he
Because
make her
he
a
doesn't
vampire?
want her to be like him, even though he loves running through the forest.
Even the rest of
You
you
know
okay,
why?
She wants
He
to be
wants-
a vampire.
Uh-huh.
His family want her to be a vampire.
Yep.
The other vampires wouldn't be attacking them if
Uh-huh.
she was a
So
vampire.
you mean it would solve all the
She's
vampire
putting,
problems?
yeah, I know she's not putting their lives in danger. Although,
Yeah.
just being around
No,
apparently
she
puts
did.
their lives
she
in
did.
danger.
She did.
But Edward is putting everyone's life in danger constantly. No
Yeah.
one would be going after her family if she was a vampire.
Well, hey, how would you feel? Remember, maybe
There's no downside to being a vampire.
Maybe it's because he's waiting for her to get older.
I think she would
How
be
old is she?
happy killing
How old is
people.
she?
She's 17.
The
17. The same age he is.
Now, 17 now sucks.
Right.
Okay, he can maybe get a
Does
job.
it? Because she can get into a school, but she can also look older.
Oh
Pretend
right,
she's
but
older.
you can't party. Not really.
Not if you pretend you're 17.
You can't
What if they
get alcohol
but they
legally
could
in
pretend
America
there's someone
or
older,
here.
Jared.
You can't get alcohol in America legally or here.
Yeah,
You definitely can't run for a position in government.
because you're always going to look young.
Yeah, no one's
old.
going to select the dude who's 17 years old to be government. When you think about it, they would be great as politicians.
Would they?
Bloodsuckers.
They're not humans.
Politician.
act
That's a
humans.
politician.
Mm.
Perfect. Perfect for politicians.
Look,
But they can't. So that's the thing. 17 now, It sucks for him.
Oh yeah. I
17,
brought this
100 years ago, or 200
Yeah.
years ago, great age for him to be.
right because he's an adult, but now he's a child.
Yeah.
Except they could pretend to be older.
Yeah, they could.
That wouldn't be that hard because that's what they do. They move to a new place. They start at school so they can stay there longer. They just like add age makeup or something.
Well, maybe also that he wanted to always be able to carry her on his back and say, "Come with me, my little spider monkey," and jump through the trees. Spider monkey. I always thought that was a joke.
You know
I
the
didn't know
other
that was from the
vampire
movie.
girl calls her boyfriend monkey as well.
Yes, I said that. I wrote it down. I
Is
said
that a Cullen thing?
I think it's a monkey thing in this film. Like Stephanie Meyer was planning to write a monkey book.
You know what?
Next.
That other vampire never talks. Does he talk at
He-
all? I don't
Oh,
remember him
wait.
saying anything.
No, I think he does. I think he says something very generic when he jumps on the back of a car or something.
Possibly.
But I don't think he does talk. He's always standing.
Mm.
He's always
No,
standing in
they
the
don't.
Jeep.
That's the thing. They don't just stand. They
No.
they pose.
He's always.
But they're posing like they'll take on poses and stuff when they're eyeing each other down and stuff.
Yeah, but did you notice whenever he drives?
Yeah.
He's always the one standing in the back of the truck or the Jeep.
Or on top of the car.
It's really weird.
What else is really weird?
Oh,
okay.
that they don't have beds or furniture?
Because they don't sleep. He's got like a
Just have
daybed
a
thing.
futon.
Okay, here's another weird thing, right, that I was thinking about later. So, they all got turned apparently by the father, Cullen, right?
Okay,
Who is an older man and he was a doctor. Like I think he was actually a doctor when he got turned.
Okay.
Why is this guy okay, he's turned his wife, yeah, but the rest of the time he seems to be turning young teens.
Mm-hmm.
Just young teens.
Hot.
Hot young teens.
That's why.
Why?
That you just said it. You just said it.
He's decided to make himself a family of hot young teens. It feels
Yes.
like a cult.
It's a
Especially
bit
when they're going on
harem-like.
about how they're vegetarians and they're not like other vampires.
Yeah, it's a cult.
And they're a family, Jared. They're not related to each other, but they're a family.
You can bet your ass they fuck all the time.
I think there are couples. They're definitely couples, but I don't know about
That's
that.
why I felt bad for Edward. He was the only one without someone.
Well, no, that's the thing. They're all like, you're going to turn her, right?
Yeah, just
When are you going to turn her?
Yeah.
We turned the other dude because he had, the chick liked him.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Really?
What about that baseball scene, though?
So much of the dialogue in this film irritated me
I love this movie is so long, but I can only think of certain major scenes.
because 90% of this film is them looking at each other and talking weird.
Yeah.
Like at one point in
It
the
was
movie,
great.
I realized one of the things that was bugging me, and it reminded me of Data from Star Trek because they weren't using contractions, and it made everything sound strange. I think it was the part that really stood out was one of the guys in town gets murdered, and they go see Bella's dad and Edward's dad are in the police station. They're like,
Mhm.
"What is your father doing here? I do not know what he is doing here."
Man, you're
and
really
they-
bad at that.
No,
aren't
but
you?
that's how they sound. They have this weird stilted dialogue the
I
whole
have
way
no
through.
clue what you are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird things. I don't know.
It's
Just-
strange. I did notice, but they did use some contractions later, I think.
Later on, but bits of the movie just didn't sound right
Yeah.
when they're talking to each other. They have this weird, awkward dialogue where they're not reacting properly to each other. And it's not just them. The whole town is like this.
Well,
It's like you were talking about the
how do we get to the baseball scene?
You love that baseball swimming, but it goes for like 2 seconds.
The music's. Did you know they did it tuned to the music?
Huh?
They did it timed to the music.
I didn't because I was watching it and the whole thing looked silly.
Well, it's all timed to the music.
It was one of the more interesting parts, but at the same time, it was silly.
Oh, it was silly. It was great, though. This movie's so fun. You should have just gone along with it.
I was trying to, Jared.
No, you weren't.
But every time I started
I
to
had
get
to
into
shush
it,
you.
it had a bit
I
where
had
they
to
just
shush
acted
you.
stupid.
Like 2 or 3 times, I said, "Shh, I don't know what he just said."
What he said was, I want to tear off your skin and live in you.
Yeah, that was weird, though. If we'd missed that, we would have thought he would be a normal human being.
But it's like, so what was the thing you were talking about with the waitress lady?
Oh, yeah, that's great. It's when he can read the minds. So
Yeah.
they've gone there. The waitress lady is really weird. And then he looks around and he says, "I know what everyone's thinking." And Bella's like, "Tell me what everyone's thinking." And like,
sex, money, cat.
that was fucking funny.
Dude, it felt like this was a parody at certain
The
points.
whole movie feels like a parody. That's why I liked it. It was so entertaining.
Ugh.
Well, anyway, after that,
Look, there are entertaining bits in this film, but so much of it is them staring at each other longingly, making weird faces.
well, we get to the baseball scene.
Yeah.
And that's when the others turn up. They start getting chased. They do a really dumb runaway.
One of the bad vampires is fine and just says, "The other one's crazy and he's going to hunt you for the rest
Yeah.
of your life for some reason."
So they all kill
Because he's
him.
obsessed with the hunt.
Yeah, they all kill him eventually,
Yeah.
which was
They just tear him to pieces.
pretty bad fight scene, but could have been worse, to be honest.
You don't really see much of it.
No, that's what I mean. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Bella is
it
bitten
ends
in the
with-
hand, so she starts going crazy. And then
They
Edward has to suck the blood, which is
venom out.
that.
Not how venom
God
works.
Damn
But
it.
okay.
I
A
hate
doctor
that.
should have been like, "This isn't how this works."
If you
but
just
whatever.
look up how quick like blood pumps through your body, okay? And
But
if you look
it's
it up, that
it
shit
feels like
doesn't
it's
work.
something from a movie from the 20s or something.
Yes, because
Like you don't see
no.
it these days because everyone's like, "That's not how it works."
No, you do see it these days. You see it these days from people who don't care and don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And but that was so funny because they were like, "Suck the blood out." So he starts sucking, but then he keeps sucking, and then even the doctor dude's like, "Edward, stop!"
But none of them have any emotion or anything, so he just stands there going, "Edward, stop! You're killing her."
Edward, stop! I loved it because it's like a parody
Stop,
film where it's like he
Edward.
kills her by accident by sucking her blood out.
Yeah.
God, it's so good. And then we get to the end of the movie, and she's back to where she was.
She goes to the prom and dances and begs Edward to make her a vampire,
wait.
and he refuses.
Wait,
And we see other evil vampire lady walk off.
Oh yeah, that's right. She must be in the second film.
Yeah.
But Ethan, what was her excuse now for how she got injured and broke her leg and everything?
Oh my god. So after the baseball thing, she's being hunted. She decides she has to flee to protect her family.
Yeah.
And she could have just left and told her dad she'd explain later or something, but she has to be a bitch to him. I felt bad for the dad the whole way through.
I always felt bad for the dad too. Yeah.
So she ends up at this hotel. She gets captured at some point. She gets the shit kicked out of her. Like her leg gets broken and everything.
Dude, they went there. Credit
That
to
looked
them.
kind of good, I guess.
Credit to them.
I did like
That's
that.
what I mean. The vampire side was actually interesting. Their love story, them, and the love story side, boy, was that bad.
But that's like 90% of the film.
It's 50%.
It's it's because you blank
No,
out
but it was
bits.
still fun because it was really bad.
I just found it annoying.
That's what I
more
meant.
than
I was genuinely
Anyway.
interested in the vampire side.
So, of course, she ends up in hospital, so she has to
Mhm.
explain what happened. So the Cullens' big thing was,
oh god, this is good.
she was walking down the stairs in the hotel, tripped, fell down the stairs, breaking every bone in her body, and then flew through the window
Yeah.
somehow. Like it was a
No, she broke
like the
through the
stairs
window.
were a ramp, and she flew down the stairs, breaking every bone in
Yeah.
her body, flew up and flew like through the window somehow.
It's the Tony Hawk Hotel.
Oh my
It's
god!
all just ramps, skate ramps everywhere.
And the parents are just like, okay, that sounds
No,
plausible.
her mum tells it to her. This is what happened, honey. And she's just like, that's the dumbest fucking cover story I could have ever thought of.
Did the mother irritate you?
Yeah, mother irritated
Yeah,
me.
I don't get it. So then the mum has hooked up with this new guy who is
Minor league baseball player.
is that a thing?
It must
What
be.
is that?
I
It's
don't-
like what? How does
do
that?
we live in America and play baseball?
No.
So clearly, whoever wrote this book liked a bit of baseball.
So they've decided to go on the road, and
Yeah.
of course they can't have the daughter getting in the way, so they've gotten rid of her. But they're
Which I
still
think
meant to
she
be
could
friends.
have gone. I think she could have gone with them.
No, because she needed to go to a school.
No, I think they were going to school areas. They buy a house in the end.
Yeah, at the end, but she wants to stay with the Cullens, not her dad. She doesn't care about her dad. She just cares about her boyfriend.
It's pretty mean.
Obsessively.
Well, the boyfriend cares about her obsessively because she's like his own personal brand of heroin.
Yeah, but he is a serial killer.
How weird is that?
And she is.
Yeah, look, the more you say he's a serial killer, the more I do get it.
No, yeah, but we've been watching a lot. We've been listening to a lot of
Last podcast on left.
serial killer podcasts, and
yeah.
he just come when I hear him talk, and oh yeah, I've been sitting in your room, and he gets off on killing people.
Well, yeah.
It's weird.
But that's what made it so entertaining
But
for
that
me.
would have been entertaining, but instead we get 90 minutes of them just staring at each other, making weird faces.
That is entertaining.
Okay.
Well, that's Twilight. Surprisingly, there's not actually a huge amount to talk about.
There's nothing in
It
this
is
film.
because you can sum up half the movie with they look at each other and then they say really dumb things kind of awkwardly and pretend to be different.
What's this music? Debussy. And then they just stand there for 5 minutes, listening, just looking at each other while the music plays.
He plays a piano while she's on top of it.
Does he?
Or beside her. Beside her.
I don't remember
But
that. I
she's
thought that was a
beside him.
dream.
No, they play a piano.
Whatever.
Don't you remember when they play the piano?
No.
Because he's like really old and he plays piano.
You know what? I think I've blanked bits of this out of my
How about
mind
when
already.
the movie gives a reason for why they're in high school?
Huh?
It gives a reason for why they're in high
I
school.
think we've gone over that.
Did we?
They move to new areas, they pretend to be young, then they can stay for longer.
I liked it.
Yeah, okay.
Solid. A+ movie. Good work.
But he's only like 100 years old.
I don't know how old he is. How
Didn't he
old
say
is
it was like 1910 when he got turned because it was the Spanish influenza?
Oh, shit.
Or like 1920 or something?
Yeah, you're right.
But
Spanish.
but when they show the caps on the walls, he must have graduated like 20 times. Right? How long has he been
Wait,
in
he's
school?
got caps on the walls?
That was the whole thing.
I didn't look at the caps.
They talk about it.
I must have been.
That was
writing a
their.
note.
Remember, they're going up the steps, and she's like, "Oh, you got all the graduation caps." It's like, yeah, it's kind of a joke. We stay in the town. We can stay for longer if we pretend we're kids and we graduate.
I didn't
And
look
there's
at the
like
caps.
50 caps in a row.
Yeah, there might not all be his.
No, but there's like there's 4 lots, which
Wait,
doesn't
okay,
make sense, especially because the kid just got turned.
So
right?
we're saying 1910, right?
1920.
Yeah, but maybe he only goes in at like year 11 or year
Yeah,
10.
but I thought the whole point was they start as school kids, then they, he could pass as a 30-year-old with a little bit of makeup.
Yeah. He's good in The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse I really liked.
I like Robert Pattinson.
You didn't like The Lighthouse that much, but
I
you
even
liked
like,
his acting.
what's her name? I'm getting it wrong in my head, that's why I don't
Bella Swan's actor,
Yeah.
who I cannot remember.
God
I've
damn
never
it.
seen her in anything I like.
Charlize
I've never seen her in
Theron? No,
anything.
see, that's the
Charlie's
wrong person.
No, she was in Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, I know, and she was good in those roles. She's good as an action star.
Oh, you actually watched that?
I just like her as an
Okay,
action
back
star.
to the movie Twilight.
I
What
like
did you
her now.
What did you think? You liked it?
Well, Twilight? I
Yeah.
loved it.
Okay, I did not like this movie. I found it entertaining enough.
I did not like this movie. Statement.
I did not like this movie. Okay, I found it boring.
You know what you are?
The 2 characters irritated me.
You're Bella.
That was the problem. They
You're
irritated
Bella.
me. No, if
Yeah,
I was
you
Bella,
are.
I'd be sitting here doing nothing.
You're like, you have to be different.
I don't want to be on a podcast. I just want to read my book.
I want to read my book. I don't want to interact with people. Yeah,
But we will be watching the other
that's
films.
what made us so
Maybe
good.
the other films will improve.
Ah,
Okay,
dude, this
let's
was
see what
great.
happens.
This shit's amazing. I
Wait.
wish I had seen this in the cinema.
We already had an Indian friend being set up as the love triangle. So we'll see what
Indian-
happens.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Native American. guy.
Native American. I can't remember what his name is.
Whenever you say that, I always think of India, and I was really confused. 'cause they
I'm
didn't have any
sorry.
Indian.
I can't remember what his name is in the film.
Jacob. He has
Jacob.
a name.
Jacob.
We don't just have to refer to him by his race.
Because he's
Ethan.
bland good guy
Yeah.
with a terrible haircut.
To be fair, I don't actually know any of her friends' names either. There was blonde guy,
Blonde annoying
blonde
guy.
woman, black guy, Asian guy, and other Asian woman. And they all got with the correct race. Which
Yeah.
now thinking about
Blonde
it,
guy gets with blonde
nah,
girl.
actually wait, they did all want to get with her.
Everyone wanted to go with her.
But is it a bit weird that they were like one blonde guy, one blonde woman? What about the black guy?
Pale girl ends up with pale guy in the end as well.
Oh shit, they all did get with the
Yeah.
like. they had
I
to all-
know. I'm pretty sure in the prom he's dancing with somebody, but I can't remember.
Dude, that's kind of creepy actually. Now that we point out that the skin tone, they all got exactly the same skin tone that they got.
A
with.
place for everyone and everyone in their place, Jared.
Fucking
That's what this
hell.
movie's about.
I did not
Anyway.
think about that. You find out she's actually a weird Stephanie Myers is actually some kind of weird, not geneticist, like
Eugenicist,
eugenicist, and she believes in
race supremacy.
Man, I don't know why we ended with this.
Yeah,
This was such a dumb
this-
fucking thing to end with. It's clearly bullshit what we're talking about. It's just a weird coincidence. So let's not go there,
I think it's just bad filmmaking.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's not go there, because
Well,
Yeah.
you'll hear
Well,
our
we
other
did.
episodes when we watch the other Twilight films.
Thanks for listening to The End of the Reel. If you know anyone else who is a fan of good bad movies, share this podcast around to them. Sharing is the best way to help promote our podcast.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye bye.